All right, guys, we're going to go on to our next topic. It's going to be ranking retro YouTubers.
I wouldn't say are they all retro?
For the most part.
We'll just say they're not, so that people who are interested in other ones will want to see all of them.
Yeah, there are a bunch of different creators on this one, and we can go on to the next one. I'm just kidding.
I say if last time we did this, we were like really new to the podcast. It was like our first, maybe second episode. So I feel like, we were trying to be a little nice. So if we don't like somebody on here, let's just trash them. Yeah. Let's hurt their feelings and make them cry, And
I'm going to let Ricky start off with a number. What number do you want, sir?
Number 4.
4. I can't count that high.
Wow.
Let's see. Ooh, this is
Gaming Off the Grid.
Let's go.
I love Gaming Off the Grid. This is going to be a hard one to trash. You know what? So if you haven't seen Gaming Off the Grid, I feel like they're like the every normal person's channel. Like they're
the dudes.
They're dudes. They're normal guys. They're just playing games. They're talking. They drink beer. They review beer. Like, even though Ricky and I don't drink, dude, they're just like us. They drink beer. No, but it just reminds you of like bros being bros and kind of what YouTube is, or what video gaming is off YouTube. You're just chatting with your boys. You're talking about games. You're just doing your thing. I'm gonna give them a solid A because I like what they are as far as YouTube and portraying gamer dudes. Ricky?
I'm going to give them an A, but I like them a lot, but I love what they do with the charity streams. They do a lot of like charity for like the kids' hospitals.
A
lot of mad respect for that because they do like a 24-hour challenge. I think it's pretty cool.
Don't lie, Ricky. Right now I'm looking in the eyes. Have you ever donated to them?
No.
I've donated everyone. I'm not going to lie.
Oh, that's awesome.
I always joke. I always get notifications when they do them. That's why. But
how about you, Chris?
So glad I gave myself shine right there.
You got it, dude.
This was a new one for me. I had not seen this channel before, so I did watch them today. So from what I saw, they were like you described. They were just like everyday dudes. Yeah. I liked the vibe of it. I liked what they were talking about. Some of the topics were really good. They were more in line with like topics we talk about.
Yeah.
They weren't just necessarily like game reviews and stuff. I think they were talking about collecting and they were talking about Best Buy digital music.
I swear on my life, and I hate to admit it, I love you, Robert and Wes. I've totally like scrounged through their channel to find podcast topics. I just siphoned some topics
because I was looking, I was like, oh, this is right in line with us. Well, now I know why.
Not too in line.
But they were it was entertaining. I enjoyed it a lot. I would give them a B+.
Okay.
All right. B. All right. Yeah, I'm gonna say they're a B. I like the chemistry of them too. I think their channel ranges a lot, but when I go to a channel, I'm kind of expecting a one type of content. Yeah. But they definitely hit a very good side of content. I like their podcast style, and I also like when they have their gaming nights where they're reviewing games.
Play games.
So I mean, I'm gonna go with a good solid B.
So BB, it's between a B and A.
Yep, I got you, and we're gonna keep it there.
Who's next? Throw up whoever, Curtis. Just click on one, bro.
Oh yeah.
Surprise us. Click on anybody.
Boom.
Ooh, SNES Drunk. Ricky, do you know them? Him?
You've showed me some of his stuff before.
SNES Drunk. That's his intro. So he's the kind of guy that I like to throw on just to get like gaming knowledge out the way. So he basically reviews like every game. Obviously this is, Super Nintendo right here, but he just goes through and he's not drowning you with like 45-minute reviews, which that's a whole nother topic. That has become a thing on YouTube.
Yeah, like the length of the reviews. Yeah,
40 to hour and a half long videos on like, which is whatever. No shame, no whatever, but different topic. He does them quick. He kind of gets you what you need to know. Like if you're going to play a Super Nintendo game, you want to watch him. He's quick. He's going to get information you need. Is it a good game? Is it a bad game? What's it about? So I like it for what it is. I don't watch him all the time, but I do throw him on when I'm like doing stuff. So I'm going to go solid B.
Yeah. I'll go next on this one. And he actually is someone that I actually go to watch when I don't know anything about a game.
So you're watching him all the time.
Yeah. You suck. At least I'm like the super. I mean, like when you first type in like SNES games, he's like one of the first people that talk up. So or pops up, not talks up. Imagine. But like I really enjoy like when he actually does an entire playthrough. He has a very good narrating voice behind it, and he gives you pretty good tips. So I'm gonna say he's a solid A.
Solid A. Okay. Ricky, Chris, either of you got an opinion?
A lot of my ranking is going to be based on the content, and I love the Super NES, my favorite system of all time. So I was not a channel that I watch all the time. To be honest, I don't really even watch that much YouTube anymore, to be honest. So some of these guys I have not seen, But I was watching him. I love the intro, as you. Yeah, that was like one of the best intros, and I watched quite a few of his videos. And again, the content is amazing because it's all Super NES stuff. He did do some other stuff, but I really did like it. I'll go solid B.
The one video that resonates with me with him is like when he does like the must-haves, like in your SNES collection, and he does like each game and explains like why it's great. That's kind of like why I like go to him for things. So,
Good.
How about you, Ricky?
I'm gonna go with a B. I think I did his. I was trying to go over Blackthorn because I couldn't remember it for the life of me. I'm like, dude,
that's
how come
one of
I can't think of like this game right? Like I remember it, but I couldn't remember it all. So I went to him.
Oh, it's so good. That is one of my favorite games.
It's good, and I was like, dude, how did I forget about this? And you're right. He goes right to it and just lets you know like the good stuff, the bad stuff. I love it.
It's like obviously there's a good place on YouTube, which we'll go into for like the deep where it came from, but like I sometimes when I just want to like get my nostalgia fix, I'm like, oh, there we go. Yeah.
So I was a A. You were a B.
B.
All right. So
he's a little bit low gaming off the grid.
Six. Okay.
Throw up a big dog next. Throw up a who are we going?
We're going to Kittris.
Kittris.
Who wants to start off with this?
Anybody have any small information? Or you guys aren't as good at smart YouTube stuff, huh? Like you don't watch it as much as
I don't really watch.
So his content is a little bit more long form, and it's like
a little bit.
Yeah,
they were long. They are like hour-long videos. Speaking of long ones, I'll hop in on it. He reminds me of a throwback to the old skit style.
Because he is one of them.
Yeah, one of them. I mean, how long has he been around for?
A long time. Before our original channel.
Didn't we meet him in Portland?
Yeah.
Yeah, we met him in Portland. Okay.
But he's from the UK, right?
Yes. So Kittris, I found him when he hit his 20,000 subscribers. He had like a 20,000 subscriber special, and that's when I found him originally. And then we started doing our channel, and I remember he left a comment on our channel saying like, I could see you guys being something someday. I'm sure if he saw this, he wouldn't remember for anything. But I actually think he's one of the GOATs of YouTube for sure. Like he was always entertaining. He's that style of reviewer that like refuses to let you get bored. It's just constant things happening, which is easier to do with 10 to 15 minute content. He's doing it with hour to 2 hour content, constantly something happening, full on skit in the middle of the road, driving somewhere to put on a funny outfit for a 2-second joke to land. So I'm like, this guy is putting in time, effort, energy, and I give it to him because he's his own editor.
Yeah, I'm amazed by the editing and the time that must go into those.
Unreal.
Yeah. It has got to be unreal. But the fact that he is like an old school guy, he does do that skit, which really is a throwback. I don't. If you came out and did that today, I feel like you wouldn't succeed. It's just different. The way YouTube is.
Everyone's
now.
too distracted now. They need something else.
Yeah,
like, just put me. I need to know where I'm going with this. I can't sit through this.
Right. So the fact that he's accomplished all that, and I love it. His editing is unbelievable. I'd give him an A. I liked him a lot.
I go S, by the way, for him.
All right. How about you, Ricky?
I'll skip this one.
Okay. Not well informed.
No worries. I'm gonna break this entire setup over here, guys. I actually like Kittris. He's one of those guys where it's like you can just sit down. He kind of has this art style, almost like Meat Canyon, where it's like he puts in animation and he also has this comedic effect in the skits.
Very comedically
His
driven.
comedy's hilarious.
Yeah, and
making
like
me laugh.
Honestly, you don't find very many UK people to be funny for me, at least like creative wise.
You heard that, guys.
Hey,
Roasted
I'll be honest,
the whole
like
country.
Thanks for
dude, unless you're like Ricky, hey,
I gotta watch this again.
Unless you're like Ricky Gervais, like where you could just land like the comedic effect. Like sometimes those don't work here in the US. His applies to basically just everyone, which I think is great. So for me, man, it's definitely, I like him as an S. I think that's a solid S. So.
SSA.
So all right, we're gonna go on to our next one. It's gonna be this one's gonna be a little spicy. Let's go.
RGT 85. Ricky, why don't you start? You're laughing over there.
Dude, I remember this guy from back in the day. Like back in the day. I've watched I watched a couple of his things, but I'm not huge. He's probably like a C. I know
You're being nice. I feel like you want to say lower. Bro, he watches the channel, bro. Tell him to his face right now.
I could have sworn he used to comment on the videos. So I always laugh when I used to see him.
He did recently.
I'm like,
too.
bro. I'm like, I remember you.
Ricky, don't let that hinder your vote, bro.
It hindered my vote.
Would you go
Ricky
with
doesn't
C?
know how to say lower. He wants to say lower. I can tell.
I said C.
C?
Yeah.
I too have known RGT 85 a long time. He actually
Same.
He lives in Connecticut, which I think is okay to say, but he
Doxed.
Doxed.
Nice.
so I'm from Connecticut, so
Doxed.
he's like a local
2 for 2.
he's a local YouTuber to me. But I have known him, like, I forget the first time I met him, but I've known him long before he blew up to what he is
nice.
now. I'm pretty surprised at how much his channel has grown, actually. I think that one of the reasons it has maybe is he has a very straightforward approach to things. I do find myself actually hopping in and listening to him and his opinions on stuff. I feel like it's a pretty unbiased thing on a lot of topics, which I like. So for a grade, he's not one of my favorites, I would say, but I do appreciate it. I do like it. I'm going to give him a B.
Okay. I'll say for me, yeah, we've known Sean for a long time. We were closer with him back in the day. Kind of didn't talk to him as much when we got off, and now he kind of reconnected a little bit. Comment here and there. I'll comment on his here and there. I'm just not a news channel guy. That's just not my thing. So I do appreciate, though, for being a news channel, he's more of just a dude, right? He's not trying to like, give you the IGN, rundown, try to look a certain way. And hey,
doesn't care.
today he's just like, what's up, people? F this game, cool, this is great. I respect that aspect, but just because news channels are not for me at all, like I rarely will go in and watch it. I'll go C for that. But if I was a news channel, I'd be ranking him higher. But I'm not into that stuff, so I just don't watch it.
Yeah, I do like the fact that he is very transparent with his reviews and stuff, but I think that like when people play into like the drama channel of like what's going on in a certain sphere, I'm not generally attracted to that type of content. And so like I'm going to put him at like a D because I don't know him. I don't watch him a lot. But I mean, that's just not my style of content to watch. So.
Waxed.
So.
I like Sean though. Sean, I love you. Thank you.
Hey,
Sean's
like,
awesome.
hey, this is nothing personal against people. Like, I mean, we're just giving it straight and narrow.
We know
Like
we know Pixel Podcast is a solid D.
Dude, yeah, we know.
Sure.
Like,
We're
hey,
sure aware.
don't
Like
take
little
the validity.
fun fact, like Sean had reached out. You know that Phoenix Resale did a video where he went and bought it. Like Sean had reached out to me before that to buy his lot. So
So you were too cheap.
what
What we knew.
I know.
It's so funny. When the podcast started, Ricky brought in like some toys back here, and we were like, he's like, they were me and Ricky's toys, and he's like, oh, where'd you guys sell them? And we're like, oh, to a buddy of ours, I won't say his name. And Chris is like, why don't you guys come to me? And we were like, we knew what you would pay.
All right, we're gonna go on to the next one. It's gonna be My Life in Gaming.
Oh,
How about who wants to start it?
S.
All right.
In my opinion, if you're into specs or game sack style content, they're brains, they're smart, they're everything we aren't. They're smart in every aspect. They can. If you ask why is this RGB look weird on this screen, they'd be like, oh well, intellectually the positive neutron of this. And I'm just like, they're great guys. They had shot me a bunch of B-roll back in the day. We did some work together, so they're great guys. I think they're class acts in YouTube. The retro gaming scene is full of a bunch of goofballs and nutheads like us and game chasers, delinquents. They don't deserve to be in the same category, even though they are in the same category. Either of you two?
I put these guys like with GameSack. They are very similar styles, I feel. Very like almost like intellectually like
Superior.
It's superior. Wow. Superior to us. They've been to Retro World a bunch of times. Great guys.
Yeah.
It is not my favorite content to watch, though. It is not. As good as their videos are, it's kind of like what you said about RGT85. I don't necessarily go and watch those type of videos all the time. For that, I hate to do it, but I probably would put him at a C for just me. Not that their videos.
That's fine.
Yeah, C. I hate to knock those guys because they're such good guys and their content is great. But for me, it's
Not
just
your content.
Not my content.
You're not smart enough to watch it. Ricky?
I'll put them at a B. They make me feel smarter, even though I'm not just watching their stuff. I'm like, oh.
I'm not going to lie. I feel dumber because I can't keep up.
Well, I feel like I'm learning.
I feel like I'm learning and I feel so intellectual. And then the minute the video's done, I'm like, I'm going to go apply it to my stuff. And I go turn on my PS5. I'm like, I don't remember how to do anything they just said. But I'm like, it was so engaging during it. They're very good editors too, by the way.
Yeah, I'm gonna give them a B. I think they're solid. They kind of remind me more of like the chemistry between them, like gaming off the grid, kind of that style, but also the review style of like GameSec. So, but I mean, it's just not
Did
typically
you just compare
content.
them to gaming off the grid?
Yeah, because I mean, like the chemistry between the two characters.
They have good chemistry, but
Yes.
they're definitely not like gaming off the grid.
Okay, that's what I
very
meant though.
different.
Like
the opposite of
but
gaming.
did you not
Very
see the
different.
follow up of those words? It said chemistry of the two guys, right?
Yes and no.
Oh my gosh, you're the worst.
I was really tracking with you on that.
No,
one.
and then I'm saying comparison of intellectually is GameSec, right? So that's what you didn't hear. I'm
Sure.
guessing. That, all right, go back just like you do on their
I feel like
videos.
when I meet them someday, they're one of the only YouTubers that'll like shake their hand. Because I'm like, you guys are like,
Have you never met him?
No, not in person.
Oh, you haven't?
Yeah,
Wow, you speak very highly of them all
do.
the time. So,
I love them.
all right, we're gonna go on our next one. It's gonna be
Who we got?
yes,
Yes, DK Oldies.
Hey man, they're a content creator in the sphere. So
They are a content creator. Who wants to start? Curtis, go ahead.
I'll be honest. This is not my style. Where it's just like I watch basically their shorts. I'm gonna say they're a D, and not because Joey's bad or anything like that. I'm just saying
So
like
you're not speaking to anything relating to the controversy.
No. It's literally just because it's just so cut and dry. It feels like I'm watching a TikTok video, and I'm not very
Got
in
it.
that. You know what I mean? Like it's just not me. So D.
I'll be honest, I like it. Maybe it's because I don't have TikTok and I don't watch shorts and stuff that often. So when I see it, I'm like, oh, this is fun. It's stupid fun, is what I'll say. Here's what it reminds me of. It reminds me of just, I say this with respect, a bunch of nerds just being like, let's do something silly. Like, let's do a fun little silly skit. And I find that because that's how Ricky and I started years ago, is doing stupid, to be honest, cringy, dumb little skits. That's what we used to do.
Yeah.
And that's why I enjoy seeing it, because they're just goofing around. I mean, not saying it's S tier, but I'll give them a B because of that. I enjoy it. All the other stuff aside, whatever, I never paid attention to that stuff anyway. But Christopher?
I appreciate because I like what they're filming, the business model that they have.
Yeah.
So I would watch it for that because I'm intrigued by their operation, and they've been around for a long time and they've grown and they're pretty successful, minus a few hiccups that they had. But the corniness of it is a little much for me.
Yeah.
I don't know when I hate to knock that dude. I don't know that guy, but when it's
Let's get him at SoCal.
I know.
That'd be actually great. I'm inviting Joey to SoCal. I'm saying it now.
I gotta
Generally-
say he's got a really unique personality. I don't know if he's like that in real life or not, or if that's a camera thing that he
I
puts
bet
on.
you he's a nice. I have a feeling he's a nice.
He's got to be a nice dude. Because I mean, like, why not work
You know
for?
what he reminds me of? He'd be like Ben. Like just a happy, like, hey, nice to meet you. Like a happy
No,
guy.
he probably is a really nice guy. It's just like over the top
It is.
corniness, and I wonder if he's over the top
So it's like
corny
me
in real
mixed
life.
with Ben.
Does it give you like kind of like that purge feeling where it's hey, nice to meet you, and then like
A
literally
little
puts
bit.
on a mask?
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Yeah, maybe.
What's your ranking, Chris?
I'm gonna go D. They're just not my
Oh boy,
favorite.
I wasn't
Yeah.
expecting that. Ricky?
I mean, I enjoy it when it flips on, but when it comes on like more than 2 swipes, I'm like, I just gotta keep getting out of here.
But Ricky, you get a keychain. That's his thing.
I forgot.
I think it's great. I'm gonna be honest.
No, I
whatever.
just thought it was funny when you said that.
What are you giving it?
A D.
Okay.
For
All
right,
DK
all right.
Oldies.
Oh,
That's
D
below
for DK.
You can't give it a D just because it's called DK Oldies.
I've done that before. All right, we're gonna go.
We know. You also compared My Life and Gaming to Getting Off the Grid.
No. You didn't hear the follow up of that, but it's
Speaking of
fine.
Curtis, Sack, Game Sack is up next.
I'm gonna give this guy a solid A. I really like him. He's very in depth on his reviews, and I think he just has a quality like voice to him too. So
How long
like,
have you been listening to them?
I got introduced to him from Ben actually about 2 months ago.
Oh, so you're new.
Yeah.
So they've been in Ricky and I's videos before. There was 2 of them.
Really?
Just Joe and Dave.
And that's how you know I don't know you guys as well.
I know. So Joe and Dave, they had the channel and they were like Team Nintendo, Team Sega. That was kind of like their whole thing, right? One guy was always the Nintendo guy, one guy was the Sega guy.
Turbo 2.
Yeah, well, yes, they're into Turbo. Nintendo and Sega was that's their shticks they played. I think they are S. And I say, Dave as well, because he'll pop on here once in a while. He'll pop on the show once in a while. They did like the classic when he left, like Friends, like he was like his last episode and like he looked at the room and like looked back and turned out the light and closed the door. And I was like,
I think
I
his
remember
intro
that.
is dope. Like it's how it has that like the
They literally,
Animated.
they're So them and My Life in Gaming are the same type of people, but they're a little more raunchy in the fact that I think I listened to a podcast a long time ago where the reason they picked that name is they just said we like games, and they said now we need one perverted word, so they just picked sex. And I was like,
I never even thought about that. Yeah. I was like, why is a game set?
But as far as like what they do, I mean, brilliant with their filming and their camera work. They're
the production values.
They're great editor. They're a great team. They are a great team.
How about you
give
Chris?
them?
They're an S.
S. They're by far the best intro of like. Oh my gosh, the intro is incredible. I'm not confusing it with My Life in Gaming, right? That's the one where he's like putting the game
in the sack.
Yeah, it's so good. They fall in the same category as My Life in Gaming for me. It's not the content I go to, but it is so good. Because of their intro, I'm going to give them a little bit higher. So
And because they have the word sack in it.
sack. I'm going to go with a B.
All right.
Oh, you know me, dude. I'm gonna go S for them. I love them.
Yeah, they're great.
Oh, that gives them a high A. Let's go.
We got to like actually hang out with them, not just like hello. Yeah. And they were just like you picture. They're dudes.
Dave gave me a Ghost Rider. I still have that thing.
Really?
A cool little Ghost Rider. They're awesome dude.
They were super cool dude.
All right, we're gonna go with Cody with a K.
Cody with a K, newcomer to the scene who has been amazing. One of the better reselling collecting channels I've seen come onto the scene. He came in. I actually shouted him out, and it kind of pushed him above 1,000. He thanked me in a video. Not that we put him on the map, but I mean, it helped for sure. I remember when we were brand new, and NES Complex gave us a shout out, and it took us to like 800 subs, and I was like, we're YouTubers. But, it just happened.
YouTubers.
But he has a good sense of humor. He understands timing with an editing. He's like Curtis if Curtis worked out. That's what he looks like.
He does look like a thin.
Even my laugh just showed that. I was like, clogged artery.
Just peels over.
He's an A. I love Cody with a K. And I love you, Curtis.
It's funny because this is actually like my S tier. I think he's
great.
Just like when his videos pop up, I do not want to miss him. The fact that like he's been able to play into like the game hunting, the collecting, the reselling, he hits kind of all those markets, but he also does his own cutscenes where he's like talking to himself. And one of my favorite lines by him, one of my favorite lines, bingo bongo, bro.
I always say bongo boys in the comments.
Dude, it is literally one of the funniest sayings.
He's mixing early style YouTube within what he's doing.
And I would say that like his content wasn't always like that. I would say within the past year, he's really changed it up where it's like very, very entertaining. Like where it's like you can't look away from the screen.
In the beginning?
I would say that his content style wasn't what it was, like his editing, right?
Yeah, I mean, that's any.
No, but that's why I'm ranking him now, right? Yeah. So I'm like, what I've seen from him is an S tier for me. So
SA.
I had not seen him before, but I watched him today, and I was pretty blown away. His comedy had me chuckling quite a few times, and the editing, and I was like, this is pretty entertaining.
Yeah.
It was really entertaining. It was so fast paced and so quick, and it was covering things that we like collecting and prices and stuff like that. So I like the wittiness of it. I'd give it an A. I liked it.
Ricky?
Oh, it's funny as heck. A, dude. It's so good.
Yeah. I'm so glad.
Oh,
good.
You guys got me into him. I was like, who's Cody with the K? You're like, dude, you haven't seen him yet? I'm like, all right.
You hear that, Cody? I'm telling people about you, bro.
Yeah, you
My
going
Venmo,
on.
I'll leave it in the description.
Yo, he paid for that. I'm just kidding.
I've seen people do that. I'm not going to comment about that.
Let's see. I think I don't see this color up there. Slopes Game Room. All right.
I'm not as well versed in Slopes, but I do watch him for some of that like deeper in-depth style kind of YouTube. Like he does some Kickstarter stuff. He did like some Amico stuff. I do watch him for that kind of stuff. He's just a very enjoyable person to watch. I won't say I watch him all the time, but I like to be able to, he's the kind of guy I'll just put on while I'm having a sandwich if I don't know like what to watch. I'm like, I'll throw on Slopes Game Room. He's like a mindless YouTuber. Not in that way. Like I can watch him while I'm doing mindless things and I still enjoy what he's doing. I'm gonna go A on him. I still do really like his channel.
I don't want to hurt him too bad. I'm gonna say that like for his style of content, I think that it generally doesn't really grab me. So I would say he's more of like a C for me.
For you?
Yeah. How about you guys?
It's a B for me.
Yeah, entertaining. A lot of the topics not up my alley. I did like I watched the Kickstarter one. I was like,
yeah,
pretty good.
Yeah, those are fun.
I like the Kickstarter ones. I'd go B.
Okay.
B.
Yeah. No, he's great. I like him, but it's and make this very clear for anybody watching, because I know there's people in the comments like, who are you guys to rank these? We know, again, that we're bottom tier. So
We're like an E.
yeah, we're not trying to put ourselves at any list. Chris, how are we doing on time?
I haven't even checked because I'm doing both. How about you, Ricky?
Here he did.
Did you? What did he say?
I made it
B.
fast, bro.
He said B. He hasn't explained anything, but so I don't hear much.
We'll try to rapid fire the last. What do we have left?
I think we have.
Yes. Retro Rick's game point. We should have led with this, bro.
Dude, my bad. Sorry, bro. I can't see.
Solid F.
I can't
This
see.
channel sucks.
That's exactly what Rick says. He goes into high pitched voice mode.
I like Retro Rick's game point. I like the straightforward of owning a store. I think it's a good aspect on it. I'll give him a solid A. I truly do enjoy this. He comes to me for help still, and I do his main channel, everything, thumbnails, videos, but he still will come to help, like for help with, possible cleanups and some titles and thumbnails and stuff, but he's killing it.
The content for me is the best because it's video game store and it's behind the scenes. I almost wish I had a YouTube channel doing that.
I don't know why you don't, by the way.
I know, I probably should. So I can relate to it so much. What he's done with his store is pretty incredible. From when, prior to him even buying his store, him and I talked through, you guys, we become good friends, and still as store owners, we still talk. So to see what he's done with the store and all the new ideas, and I'm impressed as a store owner what he's done. So I love it. I'd give it an S, and that's not just because I'm friends with him, but I actually love the channel.
I want to give him an F so much because it's Rick.
I wanted to give it a D, an E, and an F, but I couldn't. It is an S for me. I do love it.
Okay.
All right.
Ricky?
I like this. I like Rick a lot.
I'm not asking if you like Rick. I'm asking if you like Retro Rick's Game Point YouTube channel.
I do, but because I enjoy his employees. I love seeing the guys like, oh, yeah,
Yo, I low-key like his employees more than I like Rick.
Dude, his
I love
employees
that
are different.
employees.
Yeah, his employees are just different. They're awesome people.
They're awesome. But I do enjoy it. It's like Pawn Stars without the expert, because Rick's an expert.
That would be his tagline. Retro Rick's Game Point. It's Pawn Stars with no experts.
And I'm just giving A. I don't need to go into depth with him. He's good.
Shout out
Rick,
to
I didn't mean it like that.
video game store employees, though, because they are some of the best people.
Oh, dude.
Last one.
I have 30 of them.
We have to.
Renix
P-Sale.
Honest truth?
Honest truth.
Phoenix Resale, original channel, S. One of the best things I've seen. Renix P-Sale, Caleb, do not decrease my pay. It is so boring to me. E. I'm an ADD. I need Cody with a K. I need edits. I need Kittris. I need it. I'm sorry, Caleb. I love. What are you doing over there, Kirst?
I'm trying to get him on.
All right, E. What do you got?
I watched this one today for the first time. I thought at first it was a joke. I was like, what? I was like, what is Renix P-Sale? I thought it was just a joke. And I went and clicked on it.
And it still was a joke.
But for me, he's talking about selling on Amazon. He's talking about the back end of it. He's talking about developing an app and the whole in-depth reselling of it.
Yeah.
It is stuff that I could watch. The opposite of how you can't watch it.
Yeah.
I sat and watched a ton of his videos today. Wow. I love it. Yeah.
That's awesome.
I actually this is stuff that I can relate to. For me, it's an S.
F, right. Okay. All right. That's why
It is S for me.
Dang.
No,
What's that at a C?
C.
Ricky?
That's-
I actually enjoy Renix Phoenix, not gonna lie.
Who's Renix Phoenix? It's Renix P-Sale.
Renix Because that's what Kugu calls
That's what my daughter called it. I already know.
Oh, that's awesome. All right.
So I enjoy it. It's not like his main channel, but I'll still give it a solid C. I enjoy it. I can watch it.
All right.
so were you were F?
E is
I
can't watch.
I
it,
don't think
Caleb.
we've had
I'm
one
gonna tell
more.
you, it's a snooze fest for me. I don't think I could sit through and watch the analytics of a channel and just watch him basically pack and ship his own work. Watching somebody else do work, I'll be like,
work hard enough.
I love you, Caleb. You know that. I'm gonna put you at a D, sir.
Now I will skate. We did skip Retro Bird because we're kind of in a hurry right now. Retro Bird, I'm giving an A. Just throwing it out there because I love that guy. He's one of my favorite humorous guys. We need to have him on the podcast too.
Oh, I'm down.
I don't
I'm
want to
down.
forget him.
So, we're going to start off who got the highest. I would say it was GameSack and Kittris, and the lowest, DK Oldies.
I think nobody on the internet's going to argue with that. Although I'm going to send Sean a screenshot of him right next to DK. Oh, okay.
Man,
Yeah, that was
that's crazy.